Welcome back to the Grep News podcast. I'm Bam Rather, and our show today is about how Pentagon reporters staged a mass walkout over controversial new media restrictions that could reshape military journalism forever. The question isn't whether Pentagon reporters had a choice when they walked out, turning in their badges at that afternoon deadline. The real question is, what happens to democratic accountability when the building that houses our military's leadership becomes a fortress against the press? Here's what unfolded. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the former Fox News host, who's never met a traditional media practice he didn't want to dismantle, handed down new rules that essentially asked journalists to stop being journalists. The policy required reporters to sign a statement promising not to seek unauthorized information and submit to constant escorts. 40 to 50 reporters said, "No thanks," packed up their Pentagon offices, and walked out. Nancy Youssef from The Atlantic put it perfectly. To agree to not solicit information is to agree to not be a journalist. And that's when I realized we're watching something unprecedented. The near-complete evacuation of the Pentagon press corps, leaving behind empty offices and a single holdout. One America News Network. Let me walk you through the paper trail here. The new rules don't just restrict movement. They fundamentally redefine what journalism can be inside that building. Tom Bowman from NPR noted that with no reporters able to ask questions, it seems the Pentagon leadership will continue to rely on slick social media posts. Translation: they want to control the narrative completely. More after our break.
My name is Tom Sachs. I'm an artist in New York City. For nearly 2 decades, I have been collaborating with Nike.
Nike running is for runners. Nike basketball is for basketball. Nike craft is for everyone else.
What struck me most was the scene itself. Reporters hauling belongings through Pentagon hallways, a physical exodus of institutional memory walking out the door. As Heather Mongilio from USNI News said before handing in her badge, the reporting will continue. But here's the thing. Continuing from outside the Pentagon isn't the same as having access to unguarded moments, chance encounters, the informal conversations where real news often breaks. The administration's defense is telling in its simplicity. They frame these as basic security measures, with Hegseth calling them acknowledgments rather than agreements. Classic bureaucratic wordplay that fools no one. Even retired General Jack Keane, a Fox News analyst, saw through it. What they're really doing, they want to spoon-feed information to the journalist, and that would be their story. That's not journalism. When major outlets from the Washington Post to CNN to even Newsmax reject your media policy, you've created something that transcends political lines. The only signature on that agreement belongs to OANN, a network that apparently fired one of their own Pentagon reporters for criticizing these very rules. This connects to a broader pattern we're seeing: the systematic dismantling of traditional press access, while elevating partisan voices. The practical implications hit immediately. Military stories that required Pentagon access will now depend on official statements and social media posts. Sources who might have spoken informally will face intensified scrutiny. What fascinates me most is the solidarity. In an industry often criticized for competitiveness, nearly every outlet made the same choice. The truth is, democracy depends on journalists asking uncomfortable questions in uncomfortable places. We just learned what happens when one of those places decides it no longer wants to answer them. Thank you for listening to Grep News. If you are enjoying our podcast, please follow the show. Give us a 5-star rating to help us grow, and learn more at grep.news. Until next time.
Grep News. Thomas.